Hey guys, so for this practice, have a couple of blocks handy, or maybe like a rolled up towel that you can place under the hips for support, okay? So let's go ahead and start on the back. So lie down on your back, and once you land there, bend the knees and bring your feet wide and the knees together. Take your arms down by the sides and bring the palms to face up. So all we're going to do here is to notice the breath. This practice is called simple breath awareness, which is a practice of observing the breath. So notice your inhales, notice your exhales. So before we even attempt to control the breath, we want to first notice how we are breathing. So notice in the inhales and the exhales, without trying to control the breath. So if you're breathing fast or breathing short, just let it be for a moment. So you're observing yourself breathing fast and breathing slow. See if you can surrender to however you're feeling right now. Now see if you can seal the lips and bring awareness to the nostrils. Notice your breathing there. So you're noticing the sensation of the air as it comes in and out through the nostrils. Again, simply observe the breath. And now from here, take one hand to your belly, one hand to your chest. Allow your elbows to rest on the ground. And now we're going to start to deepen the breath very gradually. So it doesn't have to be your deepest breath, but you're gradually taking longer inhales and longer exhales. And then notice the rise through the chest and the belly as you inhale. And as you exhale, notice everything come back. See if you can notice the whole inhalation. Notice the pause at the top and then the whole exhalation. This practice is called full complete breath. So take in a full inhale. Hold it up. And full exhale. Keep breathing like that. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. And just notice the natural path of the breath. And now you may start to add Ujjayi breath. So Ujjayi breath is adding a slight constriction at the throat. So it makes a very slight sound as you breathe in and out. Kind of feels as if you were fogging a mirror with your lips sealed. And you might notice that by adding a constriction at the throat, what we're doing is we're actually lengthening the breath. So the constriction restricts the air that comes in and out. So it takes longer for the breath to pass through. See if you can take 2 more deep Ujjayi breaths on your own. And now go ahead and release. Bring your feet parallel so the heels are right in line with your sitting bones. We're going to add movement to the breath. So arms by your sides, heels in line with your sitting bones. As you breathe in, lift your hips and lift the arms up and by the ears. Inhale. And then exhale, lower the hips, lower the arms down by the sides. Again, inhale, lift the hips, lift the arms. Exhale, arms by the sides, lower the hips back down. Moving on the breath. Inhale. And exhale. Breathe in. And breathe out. Just 2 more here. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Breathe in, lift your hips. And exhale, arms by the sides. Bring your knees towards your chest and give yourselves a few circles here to one side and then the other. And then go ahead and roll to one side and then roll yourself up to sit. Come to hands and knees. So go ahead and swing your legs around and behind you. Go ahead and grab one of your blocks and place it between your ankles. We're going to use it just a minute. So go ahead and place your block and keep it there. Tuck the toes under, spread the fingers, stack the shoulders over the wrists. As you breathe in, inhale, lift the chest up for cow pose. On the exhale, point the toes and push the ground away from you. Again, breathe in, lift your hips. Now lift your hips, lift your chest. Exhale, round your spine, push the floor. Again, breathe in. And breathe out. Little bit different this time. Inhale, lift your chest up. Exhale, point the toes, press back towards child's pose, drop the head. Inhale, lift the torso, lift the arms all the way up. Exhale, twist to the right, so left hand on the right thigh, right hand behind you. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist to your left. Breathe in, back to center. Exhale, child's pose. Lower your head. Breathe in, cow pose. Lift your chest. Exhale, cat pose. Round the spine, push the ground. Inhale, cow pose. Lift the chest. Exhale, press back, child's pose. Drop the head. Breathe in, lift the torso. Lift the arms. Inhale. Exhale, twist to the right. Back to center. Breathe in, slow down the breath. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, child's pose. Drop the head, arms forward. Inhale, hands and knees. Lift the chest. Exhale, cat pose. Round the spine, push the ground. Inhale, cow pose. Lift the chest. And exhale, round child's pose. Press back. Last round. Breathe in, lift the arms up. Lift. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, back to center. Twist left. Breathe in, back to center. Exhale, child's pose, and breathe here. Pause. Notice how you're breathing. Maybe move the block out of the way. Allow the hips to drop. Come back to hands and knees. From here, go ahead and walk your hands forward in front of you. Plug the palms into the ground. Tuck your toes under. Start to lift your hips. Lift your knees. Lift your hips. Down dog. And you can start here with your knees a little bit bent. Lift the heels nice and high. Press the palms into the ground. 2 more breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Again, breathe in. And breathe out. Go ahead and start to walk your hands back to meet the feet. Allow the heels to drop towards the ground. Bend the knees a lot. And let the upper body hang over your legs. Maybe sway from one side to the other. Grab opposite elbows. And then switch the crossing of your elbows. And then release the arms to the ground. Slowly start to come up to stand. So the head is the last thing to come up. Come to the top of your mat. And have your 2 blocks handy if you have them. If you don't worry about it. Just have you bend the knees even more. So before we begin to move again, let's go ahead and check in with the breath. Notice how you're breathing. Close the eyes and bring your awareness to your feet. Notice the connection of your feet and the ground. So go ahead and place your blocks in front of you, about shoulder distance, tallest height. Going to move on the breath. So go ahead and inhale, lift the arms all the way up and over. And as you exhale, soften the knees and fold forward, hands to your blocks and drop the head. Halfway up, inhale, lengthen your spine, crown of your head forward. Exhale, go ahead and refold to the ground. Inhale, come all the way up, lift the arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Again, inhale, lift the arms up. And then exhale, fold forward. Halfway up, inhale. And fold on the exhale. Breathe in, come all the way up. Lengthen the breath, lengthen the movement. Exhale, hands to your heart. Again, like that. Breathe in, lift the arms up. And exhale, fold forward. Halfway up, inhale. And now fold on your exhale. All the way up, breathe in, lift the arms. And then exhale, hands to your heart. Moving on, inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway up, inhale. Bend your knees, plant your hands, either plant your hands by your feet or blocks, step back with your left foot. So here, align the front foot with your blocks. Press your left heel back and your chest forward. See if you can drop the right hip to the back, left hip forward. Yeah, one more breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. From here, plant your left hand, even maybe move the block a little bit lower and take the right arm up to a twist. Lower the hand back down, put the blocks out of the way. Plank pose, inhale. Tap the knees all the way down on the exhale. Point the toes behind you, activate the legs. Hands under your shoulders, draw the shoulders back. Inhale, lift the chest. Cobra pose. Exhale, lower. Tuck the toes. Downward facing dog. Press back. From here, bend the knees. Step forward with your left foot. Grab your blocks again. So now we're lunging on the left side. This time, left hip goes back, right hip forward. Press the right heel towards the back of the room and lengthen the spine here. One more breath. Breathe in. And breathe out. Plant the right hand. This time, take the left arm up to your twist. And then lower the hand back down. This time, back foot forward to meet your left foot. Move the blocks forward. Halfway up, inhale. Fold, exhale. Come right up, breathe and lift the arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Again, breathe and lift the arms. Breathe out, fold forward, soft in the knees. Halfway up, inhale. Move the blocks back, frame your feet, step back with the right foot. So lunging on the left again. Move the chest forward and the right heel back. Active right leg. One more breath. This time, move the blocks, plank pose. Inhale. This time, maybe all the way down, maybe halfway down. Up dog, breathe in. And downward facing dog, breathe out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale. And exhale. Again, breathe in. Breathe out. Bend the knees a lot. Look forward. Step forward with the right foot this time. Grab your blocks. If you don't have blocks, you can also tent the fingers. Yeah, getting lighter through the hands. Yeah. Breathe here. Inhale. And exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Back foot forward to meet the right. Move the blocks forward. Inhale. Fold. Exhale. All the way up. Breathe in. Hands to your heart. Breathe out. Let's pause here. Arms by the sides. From here, go ahead and step your feet wide. So your body is facing the side wall, wherever you may be. And bring your feet parallel so the heels turn out, toes turn in very slightly. You can almost barely tell that the feet are turning out. Yeah. And tee the arms here. Turn your left foot out. Bend the front knee. Yes, maybe lengthen the stance a little bit more. Start to sink into your front knee. Yeah. Then look forward at your front fingers. Press into the back foot. Again, make sure your back foot is not turning out like this, because look what happens to my front knee. Yeah. Turn the back foot in. Bend through the front knee. Lengthen through the sides of your waist. Okay, guys, adding movement here. Yeah. Straighten the right leg, flip the palm, reverse triangle, breathe in. Warrior 2, breathe out. 2 more, inhale. Exhale, rebend. Again, breathe in. And breathe out, warrior 2. From here, straighten the front leg, turn the front foot in. Take your hands to your hips. Now inhale, lift your chest, shoulders back, elbows back, breathe in. And then exhale, start to hinge at your hips and fold forward. Release your hands directly under the shoulders so we're not folding all the way down yet. We're going to add movement on the breath. So today we're learning about the breath and the movement. So inhale, lift the chest, crown of the head forward. And then on the exhale, bend the knees softly and fold to the ground. Halfway up on the inhale. Fold on the exhale. Again, breathe in. Breathe out, fold. Inhale, last one. Exhale, fold forward, and now stay here. Maybe reach the arms forward. Maybe bring them between the feet. Whatever feels nice. Ujjayi breath. And now come halfway up, hands under your shoulders. Take your hands to your hips, hold it, and then come all the way back up. Tee the arms, turn the right foot out, bend the front knee. Breathe here, look at your front fingers. Sink into your front hip, press into the back foot. Add in the movement. Straighten the front leg and reverse triangle. Breathe in. Warrior 2. Breathe out. Again, inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. And breathe out. This time, straighten the front leg, turn the front foot in, back to feet parallel. Inhale, lift your chest. Actually, bring your hands together behind you. Lift your chest here. Inhale. And as you exhale, start to fully with the chest. Fold at your hips. And then drop the crown of the head towards the ground. And then release your hands down. Come halfway up, hold. Take your hands to your hips. And then come all the way up. Bring your feet together. Come to the top of the mat. Take your arms all the way up and over. Breathe in. And then exhale, fold forward. Halfway up, lengthen, inhale. Bend your knees, plant your hands, step back to downward facing dog. Breathe here. Go ahead and tap the knees down. Let's come into child's pose. Drop your head, arms forward. They can also go back, rounding the shoulders forward. From here, let's go ahead and lift the torso up. Grab one of your blocks, place it under your hips, and we're going to do some breath awareness. So find whatever seat feels nice for you, and take a moment to notice your breathing. Take one hand to your belly, one hand to your chest. So if lying down doesn't feel right for you, this is another option. Just finding your comfortable seat. Closing the eyes. Just feel the natural breath. Notice your inhales. Notice your exhales. Again, there's no need to change the breath right now. Sometimes just observing the breath is enough. Just being aware of how we are breathing. And then go ahead and just release the arms by the sides. Breathe in, lift the arms up. Hold the breath. Exhale, hands to your heart. Let's come to hands and knees. Come back to downward facing dog. Walk your hands forward. Lift the knees. Breathe here. So noticing the breath allows us to be present in our bodies and our minds. It's a form of mindfulness. Very powerful practice. Let's go ahead and come forward to plank pose. Hold your plank. Tap the knees. Lower all the way down to the mat. Reach the arms back by the sides. And then go ahead and zip your legs together. Take your palms to face down to the ground. As you inhale, see if you can center the heels behind you. So notice if your heels are out or in. Center the heels. And inhale, lift everything up. Draw the shoulders back. Lift the thighs. Keep the gaze down. And then exhale, release. Take everything back down. One cheek to the mat. We'll do that again. So arms back. Zip your legs together. Inhale. Everything up. Holding it here. 2 more long breaths. And then go ahead and release. Slide your hands under your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Press back to child's pose. Breathe here. Slide the hands under your shoulder. Press right up. And now go ahead and swing your legs forward. Lie down on the back. Feet on the ground. Bring your knees towards your chest. Or maybe make some circles to one side. And then switch the circles. Hug both knees to the chest. And from here, set your feet on the ground. Lift your hips up just a bit. Turn your hips over to your left. And bring the knees to the right. Stack the thighs on top of each other. And then take your left arm to the left. And look over your left shoulder. See if you can curl the knees up towards the chest. And breathe here. If this doesn't feel right on the neck, you can also keep your gaze up. Come back to center. Now lift your hips, turn them over to the right side of the mat, and knees over to your left. Reach that right arm to the right. So notice if your knees are down here, see if you can bring them up in line with your hips or above the hips. Again, you can gaze up. This is my favorite one, just looking up. We don't need to twist the neck. And go ahead and come back to center. Pause. Draw the knees up to the chest. Reach for the outer edges of the feet. Come to happy baby pose. So pull the knees in. Maybe rock from one side to the other. And then knees to your chest. And then go ahead and release your legs forward for Savasana. If you have blocks or a rolled up blanket, a good idea is to place something under the knees, just because it helps to keep the low back nice and comfy. We're not going to be here long unless you want to stay longer, of course. I encourage you to stay longer. Let the heels turn in and the toes out. And now we're not doing anything here. So we're not trying to observe the breath or control the breath. Just let everything be here. Let the weight of the body sink towards the ground. And again, feel free to stay here longer than I'm going to. Whenever you're ready, you can start to bend the knees. Roll to one side. And then use your hand to press you up. To sit. Find a comfortable seat. Sit up on a block or your blanket, whatever you have. Let's take a moment to check in with the breath. Take your hands together at your heart. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Namaste.